The bigger they are, the harder they fall. It's biggity boys and diggity dogs, all having like Miley Cyrus clothes off, twerking their bras and thongs. Timber, face down, booty up, timber. That's the way we like to what? I'm slicker than an oil spill. She says she won't, but I bet she will.
Is this
timber.
that song?
When
Stop,
your partner...
just...
What, dude?
Just...
Stop what, dude?
Just stop.
This? There's something else.
Just... Are you thirsty?
Yeah, I think he's thirsty.
Actually, yeah, this is a pretty long song.
Mr. Howdy is parched.
A drink.
Thank you. Now I can continue the song.
Zach.
No,
When
I'm
your
not.
partner round and round, end of the night.
Please hit the
down.
intro.
I'm not doing it this time. I
Doing
think
what?
he's still thirsty.
Oh,
Zach.
shoot.
He's still thirsty.
Okay.
No,
All right.
the
Zach,
intro.
please hit the intro. All right, welcome back to the Too Heavy Wrestling Podcast. Myself, Randy, we have Zach, and in a second, after a quick wardrobe change, we'll be joined by Eddie.
Yeah, Uncle Howdy is
Yeah.
parched.
Oh, he's coming back. Welcome back. The things that we do for an intro here.
He's like, I wasn't even here.
Don't forget to unmute your mic. That's Uncle Howdy, if you will.
Yeah, where
Who's
were
that?
you at?
Don't worry about
Where
it.
was I?
Yeah.
Ford Truck Month started, so
Oh, okay.
me and my F-150s.
Ford F-teen.
Bird.
Ford F-10,000.
Yeah, my
All right,
T-Record.
well, we're going to talk about some wrestling today. I think we were pretty much just going to do WrestleMania stuff at this point. There's not really too much new development that happened this week. We got the announcement for the Andre the Giant battle. I can't say it. Someone else has to say it.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, I jumble up those words. I can't say it in order. We got that. Everything else was just development. I think right now, the big speculation that we probably need to talk about, the big speculation, guys. This is now an ASMR podcast. Hold on. Been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. All right. So I think the biggest thing right now we need to speculate on is what's going on with Bobby Lashley. The whole Bobby Lashley Bray Wyatt match. What do we think is going on there?
Well, I mean, he left his mask here, but I think this guy could have had a match with him, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, I think so. But looks like he's going to be in the Memorial Battle Royal. And then I guess we're getting him against LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the big rumors right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's one of the big rumors that we're getting is something with LA Knight and Bobby Lashley. I just don't know at this point, how do they even storyline it in, or do they just Bobby's gonna hit the ring and say he wants a match?
They're both in the Battle Royal next week, so I'm assuming either
They'll just do something
Bobby
with that.
will eliminate him or LA Knight will eliminate Bobby.
Oh, I want LA Knight to eliminate him so bad.
That would be really cool because I think when we were talking about it earlier, Zach was saying Bobby was gonna win the whole thing.
I mean, that's what they're gonna play it off that he's going to, because he's like,
Yeah.
oh no, Bray's not here anymore.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
Oh, you think LA Knight?
Now I think so.
I said this would be a really good opportunity for them to highlight Bronson Reed.
I wish, but
That's not going to happen,
I
though.
think he's a post-Mania push.
I think, well, there's a lot of post
Yeah, there are.
pushes.
We got Shinsuke, we got LA Knight, we got maybe Bronson.
Rick? Ooh.
Is that
Yeah.
a thing? Is that
Rick
actually
Boogs is going to get a post WrestleMania push. Do you not like Rick Boogs?
No, I don't like
him and Elias have a
fucking Rick
program right now.
Boogs.
Yeah, dude, who doesn't like Rick Boogs?
The only thing good about him is his name, dude.
Yeah, and he plays guitar.
He plays guitar. Good for him, dude.
He's a better guitar player than Elias.
We don't know that. Well, yeah, probably.
He plays Shinsuke's entrance.
That's true. He did play Shinsuke's entrance.
Yeah.
Well, so I said Bronson Reed. You think Bobby Lashley?
Okay,
you think
Uncle
LA
Howdy's
Knight?
back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy as LA Knight.
Yeah.
Throw the mask out. Get rid of it before you keep putting it on this whole episode.
Howie ho.
And it's shattered.
It's fine, dude.
All right. So what else do we have going on? I mean, is there anything else that's kind of like on the fence or up in the air with this WrestleMania?
I'm happy with what I got, so I can't. I don't really want to say I'm complaining, but I would have liked Bobby and Bray. Obviously, you can't
That
help
would be a match.
injuries.
Yeah.
So
We talked about this last night, or at least me and Randy did. Kicking off night one is John Cena versus Austin Theory.
That got announced. It's the kickoff match. I said I thought it would be hilarious if what they meant was it was the kickoff show match, and then it got relegated to the pre-show, and it's not even on the main card.
Yeah.
I think that would be incredible.
John Cena does deserve.
John Cena.
I think that's a good opening match.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good because you got to figure they're gonna do Challenger first, which means the first pop of the night is gonna be John Cena.
That's a good way
That's
to
a
start
really
off a show.
good way. That's a really good way to get people excited for what's gonna happen for the rest of the night of night one.
I can't
Definitely.
wait to see the stage.
I always get excited for WrestleMania stages, the same way that I used to get excited about all pay-per-view stages, but they don't do that
I
anymore.
think it's going to look like last year's with the Cowboy star,
Yeah.
but it's going to have the tape reel going across, and then
Yeah.
it's going to have the videos playing through that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I've never been too big of a fan of WrestleMania. Like you guys like the aesthetic
Yeah.
when it comes to Mania.
I
and stuff.
want all of my pay-per-views to have matching aesthetics for the stage to the ring. Like back when like they would do Armageddon and it would be all the scaffolding or No Way Out and it was the construction zone.
Well,
Like all of
WrestleMania
those were
22
cool.
is the WrestleMania I always go back to, the big buildings.
Yeah.
For Kane, when his pyro went off, all the buildings were on fire too, and I thought that was
Yeah.
really
WrestleMania
cool.
20 was a really cool one for that too.
24.
Or even-
I thought they had like palm trees.
Yeah,
Or
24
even
was good.
21, whenever it was Hollywood back then too. They had the
Yeah,
red carpet
like-
going down.
Like I just wish that non-WrestleMania pay-per-views got that treatment too, because like the Royal Rumble had a really cool one.
Well,
I mean,
Judgment Day,
know
was
the
Royal
really
Rumble
cool.
2006. That was cool.
Yeah,
Where they had it was
like
like,
the roadblock thing.
the Roman Empire thing.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the one you're talking about.
yeah.
where the guards opened up the door
Yeah.
for them and everything.
I liked that.
Well,
Something.
the logo I sent you guys the other day, you seen the new SummerSlam logo, right?
No, when did you send us that?
I sent it like last week.
Oh,
So
okay,
you
hold
guys are
on.
backtracking now. Yeah.
All right.
I remember you
well,
sending it, and I thought that
I
meant
don't remember.
SummerSlam.
Makes
seeing
me
it. Was it a
wonder if they're
picture or a
gonna go-
link?
It was a picture.
It was a pic.
Imagine what they're
Oh,
gonna go
To show me,
for that,
dude.
because that's not the traditional SummerSlam logo.
no, it's not, and it's in
Oh.
Detroit, which is a very big car town. This
yeah,
is a
it makes
car
me wonder
logo.
if we get themed
I hope so.
stages again.
And then
That'd be
and then
nice.
Eddie sent this in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Please show the camera.
No. Okay. But anyways, actually there was one match that finally did develop on SmackDown. They did officially announce Dom versus Ray.
So,
Yeah.
Dami's not playing double duty as of right now.
Well, technically there is still one tag team left for that women's match.
Well, let me talk to you. So, I think it's going to be Rhea, Mommy, and Dami
Yeah.
going for those tag titles, and this is how I'm calling it.
It's not even a tag title match.
Okay, well,
It's a
it'll
Fatal 4-Way
lead to-
showcase match.
Dami takes Liv Morgan and does a lumbar check to her. That is how I'm calling the finish of the match.
Just completely obliterates her.
That's how I'm calling it.
Snaps her in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
pain.
You remember when Cedric Alexander lumbar checked Candice LeRae?
Yeah. It was
Oh my gosh.
amazing.
Kind of like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, actually, so for this Fatal 4-Way, two of the 4 teams were announced last night because we already had Liv and Raquel. And then who won the tag match? It was Shotzi and Natalia.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they won that match, Ronda and Shayna came out and just said, "We're in the match." They didn't have to have
Yes.
a qualifying match.
Well, they
and
should have
then
been in the
the
match anyways.
The men's didn't have any qualifiers.
Right, but if you were gonna have the women do qualifiers, have all of them
Don't
do
have
it.
Adam Pearce say that they're going to be qualifiers, and then there be like none in one side, and then some in the other, and some not.
Yeah, like that is just very inconsistent. That sounds like something Vince would do.
No.
Trips
We know
when you see
It was
this,
all
because I
just
know
way too
Triple H
late.
watches this.
if they don't win, then there's something wrong, in my opinion, with the trajectory they're trying to go for the women's tag titles. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Shayna and Ronda can't do too much now with the world title. I think she's like to the point where she's done as much as she could.
She needs to go down to NXT and get that title.
Okay, I don't know about that, but definitely they tag titles make sense. Shayna could have taken the title off Ronda for this Mania. That wasn't an option.
Yeah.
Obviously, plans went out the window. So I think
the
right
goal
now
is ultimately they get to a tag title spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure when, but it's definitely it. I mean, but and this goes the same for the men's too. If you win this tag team showcase match, it should naturally progress to some sort of title shot.
If we
Right.
weren't getting Lita or Trish back, they probably would have been in that spot this year.
Yeah, probably. What do we think the fallout of that match is going to be? What's going to happen with
We talked
Trish
about
and
that, but
Lita?
I feel like I said it should be a singles match between Lita and someone and Trish and someone.
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about that. You're right.
I would like to see Trish and Lita just to see what happens. But again, I'm not a big Legends. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I'm not a big fan of Legends possibly taking someone else's spot in a Mania match unless you're trying to totally put them over. And in this instance, I don't think that's the case.
Kind of like Cena in theory. 'Cause
That's putting someone over.
You could say Cena's in that Legends spot now at this point.
Yeah, but do
Yeah.
you think Damage Control's winning?
It's tough. If
is tough.
They have to win, whether it's clean or not, in order for your theory to take place, because there's no other reason they would fight each other.
Well, the whole thing is that they were kind of planting the seeds of Damage Control falling apart because Bayley put Damage Control in the tag team title match, which they lost.
Right.
And then, now that we're here, but
I don't know. It's really tough.
the whole thing was we thought Trish was going to end up being heel anyway,
Yeah,
and that didn't happen.
it still could, but because if Damage Control wins at WrestleMania, you still have to take the belts off of Becky and Lita at some point, which I assume Ronda and Shayna will do
But
before
since it's
or
not for the
by-
titles, that means that they're going to be tag team champions through Mania at least.
Yeah,
and that
they're
means we're going to
guaran-
keep
they're
Lita
guaranteed
for a while at least.
Yeah, they're guaranteed to be leaving WrestleMania as the tag champs unless
Probably
they
until
do
WrestleMania Backlash.
at least. Well, it's
Yeah.
not WrestleMania Backlash anymore.
Well, it's just Backlash, which is good.
But
It's fine.
it's
That's fine. That's a no. Keep
Yeah.
it that way. Don't put WrestleMania in front of
agree.
everything.
No, what I was thinking was you could do the fatal. No, because they probably don't want to do double duty like that. I was gonna say if the fatal 4-way women's tag match is night 1, they could come out night 2 and challenge for the tag titles after the match if they win. And
Honestly, it's not a huge spot fest. That's completely
Raw
possible.
after Mania
Yeah.
is going to do a lot. I think that's going to be a crazy show.
I think I don't know when Becky and Lita drop these tag titles. If it's not, it has to be by or before SummerSlam for sure. Lita's not going to do a
I feel
whole
like
summer program.
I feel like Ronda and Shayna win,
Yeah.
and they challenge the next night.
You think they just go over?
Yeah.
I could see that.
I want that.
Just yeah. Well, what?
Honestly,
Well, here, let's talk about this then. What else do we think is going to happen? Let's talk Raw after Mania. What else do we think is going to happen Raw after Mania?
Bobby Roode's coming back. I think that could happen.
Didn't he
is that being talked about? I thought he.
Didn't he just have surgery a couple months ago?
Oh, never mind. I lied then.
I think he had a
don't-
neck surgery or something.
I don't know nothing.
I thought, yeah,
Well,
I
Braun
want
Breaker is probably going to come to the main roster.
yeah. I heard
And-
Braun
Is
Breaker.
he
Cameron
dropping?
Grimes.
Yeah,
Is Braun Breaker dropping the title to Carmelo at
most likely.
Stand
Yeah,
and, Is it Stand and Deliver? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
Stand and
Okay.
Deliver.
Braun's had a full year. He needs to lose.
It's time for him
he's
to call.
he's
call it.
versed everybody, even main roster talent. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had that back and forth with like Dolph Ziggler and everything.
And Apollo Crews, which
Yeah.
is now on NXT, but then Jinder.
Oh, that's right. Don't hinder the gender.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't call him up either. I'm fine without him.
Be nice.
Keep him. You don't.
But yeah, I could see Braun Breaker coming up. That would be a nice little debut for the Raw after Mania.
Cameron Grimes. Do you
Cameron
know his
Grimes.
thing? You know the thing
isn't
he
like
does?
a crazy country kid?
Does this thing where he goes to the moon.
Okay.
If he's gonna keep that character,
He's
a,
not
Oh,
keeping
yeah,
that
he's
character.
not-
He
he's-
had a
That man
photo
looked
come
like
out
an
of
Adonis.
his main roster pictures, like that they took of him, and he
Yeah.
looks completely different.
He's not.
He
he's,
shaved the beard.
You know who Cameron Grimes used to be?
No.
He was Trevor Lee. Have you heard that name?
No.
He was an Impact.
You don't know Trevor Lee?
Sure don't.
He was like a PWG and a bunch of other like local indies. Like he wrestled here a bunch too.
I've never seen him.
You probably seen him. He probably
you
just doesn't
totally
I
seen
remember.
probably have seen him. I just don't recognize the name.
Well, Trevor Lee does some really crazy stuff for his size.
Oh,
like
okay.
someone can cross body him and he'll turn that into Spanish fly. You're doing this to piss me. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. You got a power thought?
This is gonna be the most out of context.
This is actually
No,
really out
hold
of
on.
context.
No, this will make sense because we're talking about the Raw after Mania.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, I was on a completely different tangent, but go on, dude.
She's going to AEW.
Who?
Please don't. No one sign her.
Look, I'm just saying that if Nia Jax comes back the Raw after Mania, I thought you were gonna hit me. It's gonna be great.
You better do that thing I like, because
Just continue on about Cameron Grimes.
He's gonna
Trevor,
start
Trevor Lee,
giggling.
probably, but keep going.
Right. Trevor Lee is basically a spot wrestler. Zach, you could agree with me on that, right?
Yeah.
He does a lot of really cool, crazy things. On the main roster, I could see him in his case, not like completely style wise, but he could be a Ricochet of the main roster. Like can hit
Ricochet
every
is the Ricochet of the main roster.
He could be a Ricochet. He can be a subcategory of Ricochet.
That's okay. Look,
Let me rephrase. Can I rephrase?
go ahead.
He puts over other wrestlers because of how good he could be someone for
Like
Braun
Dolph
Strowman.
Ziggler.
Yeah, he could be a Dolph Ziggler
Just
too.
why I would
I think
hate.
Dolph-
I,
in his
I
own
just
category.
don't need new talent being that role.
Yeah, I
agree,
don't
but-
like. I really hate the idea of someone being so talented that they don't get their own success. That's just not fair.
And I
I
agree.
see him going straight into an Austin Theory feud.
I couldn't see that. I feel like there are a lot of people on NXT who are very underwhelming, but then went to the main roster and they got exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
I could see Braun going straight in against Gunther.
Braun Strowman versus Gunther?
No,
No, Braun Breaker.
Oh, Braun Breaker. My bad.
No, we've had
That would be a killer match. Braun
would be a
Breaker versus
great
Gunther.
match.
Yeah.
But I could see them somehow putting him in a world title match immediately too.
Cameron Grimes or Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker, not Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, you know what we were talking about on Monday when we were leaving Raw?
Yeah.
When we got Butch versus Gunther on freaking Friday.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was just thinking about that.
Flex,
Yeah, we
dude.
were literally talking about what they were gonna do with.
But it's Butch versus Gunther.
I know.
Yeah. Well, once the bell rings, he's pretty much Pete Dunne. His in-ring style.
He
does
doesn't
not
have
change
the
at
he doesn't
all.
have the Butch attire on anymore.
Yeah.
He has the singlet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I thought of something cool, by the way.
What?
A little off topic, but I thought this would be
Go for it.
cool for additional
Who
content.
does it involve?
It involves all of us,
Oh, okay.
but it's cooler. Now, I'm a big WWE 2K guy. You guys are not, probably.
Yes, I am.
I didn't know you were, but
I'm
he
not.
talks so much
He does
crap
not.
about
Dude,
the
they're
game.
just.
We could make a my player for the channel and put him through the evolution, like a WWE career.
You guys go ahead. I will
Yeah.
watch.
Dude, I wish you'd like to get it. You can make your own.
I'm good. I'm so. The thing about these WWE games is that they, in my opinion, this is my opinion. These guys,
Where'd my water
you threw it into the kitchen, off
throw
camera.
it into the kitchen?
WWE games haven't been good since like 2K16. They have not been good
I
for a
wouldn't even
very
consider
long
that,
time.
but
2K16 had that really cool Stone Cold Steve Austin like showcase mode that I thought was really cool. The
Yeah.
gameplay was meh.
John
the-
Cena showcase.
The
mode was great,
last WWE game I
Did
remember.
it already come out?
though. Yeah.
Yeah, it came
I
out
didn't
like
know
last
it.
week.
Oh, I'll buy it then.
The last WWE game I remember playing and like thoroughly enjoying though was like 13. The one with I think that was Punk's.
I was
I think that
saying
was
we would
Punk's
have
cover.
streams with the 2K games.
Here-
whether
I would
I
like
mean,
that,
here's the deal.
but-
If I'm over here and you guys are playing it, I'll play it.
Yeah.
But
I don't even consider. Here's my thing, and I'm actually gonna go more on your side with this. I don't even know why you said WWE 2K13. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of all the WWE games. The games that hit hard are SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah,
obviously.
the old
Yeah,
SVR games.
That's what all WWE content creators play anymore was
Yeah.
GM mode in
2007.
Yeah, I was gonna say SVR 2000 because SVR 2008 got a little weird with the graphics, but it was still that was when ECW kind of came in. Like that one was still good, but I think
7 is
there's
the
a
title.
special place in my heart for SmackDown versus Raw 2007 and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Those
Yeah, and
those
Just Bring It.
those two games. Like if you wanted to do something with those games, I would be in all the way.
We could do a My
we
GM
could.
mode on SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Sure, I mean, whatever you guys
Yeah.
want. You could even do it in the latest game if you want. Just let us know in the comments if that's something you guys want to see.
Comment
Yeah.
your SoundCloud too. Randy's looking for more songs to listen to.
Let me.
But anyways, let's bring it back a little bit. So, Cameron Grimes, Braun Breaker.
I think those are the only two that have been announced.
Was Braun Breaker
not even
announced?
announced. They're
Cameron
rumored.
Grimes-
Yeah, rumored.
Cameron
but
Grimes-
Cameron Grimes is more than likely.
Well,
hit.
his guy,
Yeah,
his
picture got leaked.
Yeah.
His main roster photo got leaked.
yeah, he kind of got pseudo announced to have a main roster call up. We just don't know when. Braun Breaker is if he drops the title on Saturday morning, because that's when it is, right? Stand and delivers like Saturday
yes.
morning or like early
Yeah,
afternoon.
it's early afternoon.
Then yeah, he'll probably debut on Raw.
Yeah.
I mean, are there any other big returns that we're expecting? Do you think we're gonna get Alexa Bliss back at some point?
She was on an interview just this last week because she's been off TV.
Yeah.
You know where
But she
she's been?
she got announced as on the Masked Singer. But that
Oh.
was recorded last fall. But she was going through cancer treatment.
Alexa Bliss has been?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know she.
She was. I don't think she had cancer, but she had something that could have been cancerous.
Okay.
Oh,
And
well,
so, but
obviously we wish her the
she's
best.
fine now, and she's cleared, and she said she will be at the arena on Saturday
Okay.
and
Oh,
Sunday.
okay, that's good.
So,
Alright,
and
well.
she still has her posters on the little WrestleMania promos. I know Bray isn't in the picture right now, so I don't know if that plays into what happens. I mean, you could still have if LA Knight does versus Bobby, considering LA Knight was Bray's last opponent.
It makes sense.
It makes sense if some shenanigans still happens, even though Howdy isn't there, or
It just all of a sudden becomes another Mountain Dew pitch black
yeah,
match.
the
Right.
Mountain Dew logo pops up,
Yeah.
and everyone's freaking out.
But what else do we think is going to happen Raw after Mania? What title changes do we think might happen? We talked about women's tag team title match, maybe.
I don't know if any title if
Yeah.
any title changes hands.
If John Cena wins,
John Cena.
if John Cena wins the U.S. belt,
Braun Breaker.
Braun
Braun
that would
Breaker.
actually make a lot of sense
Instead of
because
Kevin Owens treatment.
I was gonna say because if John Cena wins the United States title on Saturday, he's going to come out Monday and have a U.S. Open
Can
title.
Braun Breaker get a new theme, but it starts with the Scott Steiner siren?
Oh, that would be cool. Which, by the way, they need to do a DNA test or something because Braun Breaker sounds and looks a lot more like Scott than he does.
He does.
than
He does look-
the other one. What's his Rick?
Yeah,
forgot
Rick
his
Steiner.
name.
The other one.
I forgot his name. I forgot Rick Steiner's name. But
No, but I was gonna say because like clearly we still because now it's come out that Triple H is also not happy with the Universal title.
why would he be?
So
there
Change
isn't
the
one.
name.
So if you look at the history of the Universal title, it's almost cursed at this point. If you look actually at it right now,
Mm.
Finn won it, got injured.
Yeah.
Next person who got it was Kevin Owens,
He
He
jobbed
lost
out
to
to
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
and then you had Goldberg have it for a while, and then Brock had it for a little while,
Well,
and then the Fiend had it.
Brock ended up having it for over 500 something days. Like Brock
Yeah.
had a really lengthy
But
Universal
that
title
tells
run too.
so there's been how many champions?
Under 20.
Just
for
change
sure.
change the name, change the look, change everything about the title.
So we
Coward.
talked about how splitting it into two belts, but I almost think they might merge it into one.
Like just have one world champion and then bring back. Do they even introduce a second world title?
No, I think it would be turned into the Winged Eagle though. I'm still going with the Winged
Do you
Eagles
think they
coming
take
back,
out the word Universal altogether? Just make it the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
unless they merge it and the WWE Championship goes away and it's the Universal Championship.
That would
Just-
be silly. Has there
Would be
ever
silly.
been? Has there ever been a time in WWE where there wasn't a WWE Championship, like by name? because there's been in some
People
capacity.
want this to be a big gold return too.
I
know you
obviously
want it.
I'm on that list, but no, I mean if you look through WWE, WWF history, like there's always been, whether it was the WWE or WWE Undisputed or
Mhm.
WWE World Heavyweight, like WWE's always been in that title at part of the lineage of the wing start. You could say from Winged Eagle because there wasn't really too much merging before that, but first they retired Big Gold when it was the WCW World Heavyweight Championship during the Alliance. Then they brought that Eric Bischoff brought that back, handed it to Triple H. So you had the World Heavyweight Championship with the WWE Championship. Randy Orton merges those. Then they merge it into the one belt, which is the one you see today, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Then you have the Universal,
Mhm.
and now they're combined. So if they combine it into just the Universal Championship instead of the WWE Universal or whatever, I think that'll be the first time that has ever happened in this company where they don't have a WWE
I don't know.
title.
It's just the up in the air thing, and this week is going to excite me a lot. I just wonder how much change they have in store. Like, will things just be the same after Mania, and then they go into?
By the way, in my description, I'm sorry, I completely glossed over the Chris Jericho Undisputed thing. I completely glossed over that. I don't want people to think I'm an idiot. That did happen. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I didn't disregard you for that.
No, I know, but some people will. How do you not talk about Chris Jericho? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm seriously wondering though, like, does Triple H come out the Monday after Mania and announce a whole bunch of changes to what is to be the WWE moving forward, or is it gonna try and feel like everything like normal, but just?
I mean, if there was
if
there was ever a time for him to do that, it should be the Monday after Mania, because it feels like for the first time in a very long time, not just one, but a lot of storylines are ending at Mania. Finn and Edge are concluding. Cody versus Roman is concluding. If Kevin and Sami win, they're concluding with the Usos. Granted, obviously, in a couple months they'll come back, but like the storyline for what is current there ends. Like it just feels like there's a lot of storylines wrapping up at this Mania.
it just feels like this is the
Ray versus
most.
Dom.
This is the time that no one has been in a while, because like we always kind of figured what was to happen right after Mania.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times that no one knows, but also all eyes are on what's after Mania.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is not just about what's at Mania; it's about what's to come after.
Which I typically don't like looking past WrestleMania, because it's supposed to be the be all end all, like it's supposed to be the event. But that's really hard to do this year, knowing all of the background stuff with like Triple H and maybe Vince. Like it's difficult to not do that. And I'm still mainly looking at WrestleMania, but I'd be lying if I didn't at least consider a little bit about what it's going to look like afterwards already.
Because Eddie, what do you think would happen in terms of that? Do you think they bring it to the forefront, or do you think they make it look like everything is running like normal?
Just slowly in the background. All the changes happen in the background, they try to make it seem organic instead of just coming out and telling us what's going to change.
I think that if they're going to merge belts for anyone, do whatever, I think that it needs to be done on television. Someone needs to have a segment about it, do whatever.
That needs to be a ceremony of some sort.
If they're not going to have two world champions, they need to like merge brands, do something, be like, hey, there's no designated roster. They need to announce that. They need to do something with that, because like it's kind of, don't have two world champions if you're not going to have two. You need a champion for a brand. If you don't have a brand, you have one world champion.
Yeah.
Like point blank. And right now they have two brands, but one world champion. Of course, it makes sense with who we have, but I don't think Cody would not necessarily would be able to do it, but I just think for him and his character, he'd want like everyone to have a piece, essentially. So
Right.
I think it should be one roster, one world champion, however they go about it.
And the other thing that makes sense too is that Triple H has been in the background of Cody Rhodes' story this whole time.
Yeah.
We had the throne break whenever he joined AEW.
Right.
Yeah.
And like it makes sense if Triple H was to come out after Cody's title win.
Right.
Like Cody's in the ring, he's talking about it, and then Triple H's music hits, and we get a moment between them two.
He's carrying that velvet. He's
Yeah,
got a new belt in
that
for
would
him.
I would be popping so
I
hard.
would be
for
too.
that.
And at this point, because I own both of these belts, so I don't care if it's Winged Eagle or Big Gold at this point, as long as it's one of them, because it's just too hyped for one of those two at this point. If it's not one of those two, unless it's amazing looking, it's just going to be disappointing.
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be a belt that. Okay, so Cody, I don't think, unless he makes a completely crazy design, which could happen, not expecting it, but could happen. I don't think we'll get that, but I think we will get the Winged Eagle. Somehow, some way, he's going to bring it back. He's going to be like, why am I holding two belts when I can hold this?
Yeah.
Essentially.
a lot of people were saying let him do the white strap.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool
But
too.
it's the women's title. Unless so that's the other thing. If we get the main championship change, we have to get the rest of the championships to change. Because everything has to be uniform.
It doesn't have to be. They weren't always. I mean, up until this set of titles, they all look different always.
Yeah.
Even the
And
tag
I'm not
team
even talking
belts look
about like
different.
because like the US and the Intercontinental to me all look fine now.
Right.
Or at least
I think
okay
I don't
for
need
now.
to. I don't need those to change.
They don't
They're
need to
fine.
change, and they actually look like championships.
Yeah.
But like the tag titles, if Sammy and Kevin win, I think need to go back to the World and WWE Tag Team Championship look, or like something like that. It doesn't have to revert back to an old title like the Winged Eagle is going
Yeah.
to for the main, but it needs to go back to a championship look,
Yeah.
not a nickel.
Yeah, you don't need to give me a SmackDown or Raw, but like if they're gonna keep brands make sense, sure. But I think with the championships and especially world championships, it has to have meaning behind it. And when you have every belt looking the exact same, just
That's-
a different color.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would actually like to get away from this uniform style, and I
Yeah,
want
right.
all
That's
of.
what.
I want all of the. When it's one thing, like
Well, I think you took my definition of uniform out of context. It looks too uniform now as in a branding standpoint because that's
Yeah.
what they're meant for is marketing.
right.
I'm talking uniform as in looking like championships.
Oh yeah, I agree. I need all of these belts to stop looking the same. I want to be able to
You
look.
can't have a Winged Eagle championship come back and then the nickel championships from the tag team division still be there.
Yeah, the thing is, so we're talking about unifying the world title. Do we also have one tag team champion?
I don't know.
Ew.
Do we unify those entirely?
Well, again, it's still the brand split thing, and I want there to be a draft announced. I
That's
want
not
there
gonna
to
happen.
be.
I want that to happen. It's not gonna.
I
happen.
want GMs to be a thing again. This is all Triple H ideas that I know he probably would let happen if it would be let happen.
You want 2004 back?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, kind of another thing where I think they're going to go in the direction of, if they don't go Winged Eagle, I think they're going to keep the same design but make the strap gold, which I could see something like that happening, though. I don't want it, but I could see it.
Snoop Dogg's
I was gonna
title
say
is
I see that
gold.
Snoop Dogg title, and I think it looks cool in the design. I just don't like a
Right.
gold strap. I just like a classic black strap, and I think for the Intercontinental title specifically, the white strap was cool. But I always hated the red strap. I always hated the blue strap. I just give me a black strap or white, one of the two.
But
It'd be cool if and this is like I would say this is more of like a commemorative thing, but like if Cody got his American Nightmare muscle
Center,
or
yeah.
his, weightlifting belt
Mhm.
design, but on the strap. of
Well,
the
not
belt.
only that, but I was thinking this while we were talking about it earlier. If you took that skull logo, just put it right on the center,
No.
like a Fiend type custom
No.
belt, but it's his
no,
logo.
I don't like that either.
Not
It
that
would.
part.
You say that now, but when they design it, because they'll design it, it's gonna look cool.
If they gave him one, they would.
Yeah.
The Fiend one was cool for the Fiend because he was so outlandish and out there. Doesn't mean I liked it.
The thing is, only the Fiend had it too. When Bray Wyatt was on the screen, he had the blue Universal Championship. Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Yeah.
Look at that now.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. But with the tag titles, I do want to talk about that too. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the best way possible because I didn't hate the belts.
Yeah.
and I know a lot
You
of
know the
people
circle
do.
one with the Trojans, the
Yeah,
current ones?
I don't
Yeah.
hate that. It's a good design.
I don't hate the design. I hated the original look with the brass or like nickel.
Okay.
But when they
agree with that.
updated to the silver ones, I was okay with it.
Would you be okay with the silver plating but the black straps again?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm completely cool with it.
Yeah, but go on.
But I just think in order to like, you always want to branch out and do other things. And as a company, you want to have like subsidiaries of things. You want something that everyone can. That's what worked really well on SmackDown. Like
Yeah.
growing up, you had 2 brands you can choose from. I was more of a SmackDown guy just because my favorite wrestlers were on SmackDown.
Yeah, and I was more of a Raw guy for the same reason.
But it's cool because we had a choice of like what we could watch. I feel like now that they're trying to stray away from it, which this may be Triple H's idea. If it works, it works. Not a big deal. I'm a wrestling fan, so I can get behind that. But I like the fact that I have options. Like I like the fact that I can go and watch our tribal chief cut a mean promo against Cody Rhodes. I'm glad I have the option of watching this guy on Wednesdays. Like
Right.
I have options. I feel like if WWE cuts some of those options off, you're losing viewership by doing, unless you got to do a lot to get
Stop
behind
making both shows feel like they're the same thing with different
Right.
colors.
Yeah.
Make
So-
both shows feel
So
different.
you
again.
want them to split the tag team titles back.
Yeah, completely.
I want everything to be split again.
I do too, but I want them to be individualized. So what you talked about, I would love to see the world tag team champions and the,
The
WWE
WWE.
tag. I think that would be a really cool idea. If we go back to WWE champion and a world heavyweight champion or something like that, like I think it just like because they mean different things,
Well,
but
that's what
also they
were.
mean the same
I mean, that's
thing.
what the universal title was. It's bigger than the world. It's
Yeah.
the universe.
It's the
but-
WWE universe.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here too, just because it kind of coincides with everything. You have classic rivalries like we get to see Cardinals Cubs.
Yeah.
We get to see Yankees versus Red Sox. We get to see a bunch of different. We get to see Blues Blackhawks. We get to see a lot of different rivalries in sports.
Yeah.
Why can't that be the same for Raw and SmackDown? They've tried the idea before, but like it's not like the fandom aspect.
The thing is, whenever you do that hard line in the sand brand split, it makes pay-per-views like Survivor Series make more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to like when Becky Lynch. This isn't part of the bit. Go back to when Becky Lynch was being the man and leading the locker room, and Nia Jax punches her and breaks her nose. Again, it's not part of the bit.
I know.
That was like the biggest
Still the first
deal.
thing that came
I
to your
know.
mouth.
That was the biggest deal for that time because that was what happened. You know, like when I love the hardcore brand split and you
Right.
have the Raw versus SmackDown locker room mentality. And I love, honestly, like I think it could have been executed better, but I didn't hate bragging rights.
I didn't hate bragging rights either.
I think that it was a little weird to have bragging rights and Survivor Series.
Well, and I was there for
But-
this Survivor Series, but and that's why I think Triple H can change a lot of this come this year, because I was at the Chicago one when it was NXT versus Raw and SmackDown, and that was where they actually felt separate,
Yeah.
versing each other again. And a lot of it was because Triple H had his hand in it all.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we can get back to it. And I really hope it does. It's hard to think about it right now because of everything that's also going on in the background that everyone seems to forget. You know, the pending sale, if that's still an actual thing, or if we think that Vince just shoot his way back in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Supposedly, also, just as a little side note, he paid back his under the table
Oh, did he?
pulling.
Oh, I didn't know
he-
that.
He threw it back at WWE.
Oh, that's good. He owed them that money. But
So-
I kind of, and this is just more going with the brand superiority, going with the fandom, going with everything.
yeah,
When they put NXT in and made them look like an actual roster,
yeah.
they did so well with that pay-per-view.
Well, the only reason that worked is because of who they had.
I know, exactly.
They couldn't do
Yeah,
that today.
They couldn't do it now.
No, they could
Couldn't
not do
that
it
today.
at
But
all.
who they had at the time worked.
They rebranded NXT as a minor league, which is not a big deal, but
That's what it was always meant to be anyway.
But it was Vince's way of being like, yeah, your guys versus my guys, but yeah, you're getting thrown out anyway. Like
Yeah.
it was still like, now Vince isn't in the picture, quote unquote. Let Triple H do it
Yeah.
and make. And the other thing I was going to bring up, for not wanting an authority figure on TV, Adam Pearce is around a lot.
Oh yeah, I know.
There needs to be, they need to actually call them GMs and
have a
not have
second
Adam
one.
Pearce and Sonya Deville or whatever. Like, they need that.
What I want is over the next 2 or 3 weeks, starting with the Raw after Mania, do like a real draft where it's not like, oh, we drafted the first 40 or 50 people and then everyone else off screen falls into whatever. Do like a real 3-week
Announce authority figures and
round 47. Here
Right.
comes Aaliyah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do the whole roster. Have like a specific 5 or 6 NXT spots, and that's where you do your call ups. And then start that draft by announcing the GM of Raw and GM of SmackDown and make those GMs Adam Pearce and honestly, like Corey Graves.
Yeah.
Corey
Take-
Graves would be
Take
good.
him off the commentary table and let him be an authority figure. Or, and this is just a little bit of speculation, but Vicky Guerrero's AEW contract is up soon.
Yeah.
They could put her
And
back
I
in.
loved
Her and Dominic could be.
I know. I loved her as a GM. She was a great heel.
Tommy, Mommy, and Mommy.
Yeah, right. Well, because Adam Pearce is a fantastic face GM, and you always want to have a face GM and a heel GM. So Corey
Another
Graves
one.
would fit that, or Vicky Guerrero would fit that.
I know he's signed as a background thing now, but it's only because of his old contract. But we can get William Regal back as an on-screen.
Yeah, once
He has
once
to wait
that,
a year.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
once that dispute is up, he could be an on-screen authority figure. You could also have Abyss do it. Abyss
Yeah.
would be
No,
really
he-
good for that.
I don't want,
Why? He's great.
because I
Joseph
don't.
Whatever
I don't
Parks,
like
yeah,
that
Joseph
he even
Parks.
got pulled for a actual segment. Because
Yeah.
I like, there are certain dream matches that a lot of people would have liked to see, and Abyss versus Kane was one of my dream matches.
Yeah, for sure.
Of
Mine too.
course.
I would love to see that match.
It's like,
I'd watch that match today, honestly.
put me, if you're gonna give me someone, put him in full form. And I kind of felt the same way with Nigel McGuinness when he first
I
debuted.
did not like Nigel McGuinness in WWE because he wasn't able to wrestle.
Right. And Nigel McGuinness as a wrestler is cool as hell.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that. And I'm like, why did you even like
Well, and that's what happens when they all run out and do the like pull away segments.
Mhm.
You get the crowd chanting like Petey Williams' name and Jamie
Yeah.
Noble's name.
Yeah.
Like, they all do
Yeah.
that, and it's like, just make them on screen again.
Well,
Like,
I was going to say,
something.
if they're not wrestling, don't make them on. That was my thing. That's kind of where I went.
There,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, there is room in the show for authority figures,
Right.
and
But
put those people in those positions.
Yeah.
Vicky can do that. I'm so down with Vicky. That's
sure.
not a problem. Like Abyss, I don't want that because I am used to him being a monster, not a. And I feel like they try to turn him like, oh, you can wrestle one more match or do something like that. Like, either give him to me as a wrestler or don't. And of course, he's past the age. That's like, just let him book the matches. Let him do what he's doing already.
Just let him have his job and don't put him on the
He's
TV.
doing
The only
great.
thing I hate about this conversation is I know it's probably just going to be WrestleMania, Raw after Mania, and then it's going to be like normal again.
Oh yeah, I mean everything we're talking about right now, none of it's gonna happen. We're basically fantasy booking at this point.
Yeah.
But
My hope is that Triple H has more control than he actually does.
No, what we can
Yeah,
do,
right.
we can fantasy book in WWE 2K23. That's what we can do.
corporate shill.
Who?
You. I don't want it. No, not him.
Me?
You. You guys can have fun with that. I'll probably play something else.
No, but honestly, I again, I'm excited. We're going to be streaming for WrestleMania.
Night 1 and night 2. Yep.
Night 1 and night
Excited.
2. And then it's just going to be speculation from there and just hoping that we get something good out of this.
Yeah. First and foremost, though, it has to stay about WrestleMania itself. We can't look too far past it. I know
Right.
we just fantasy booked
Yeah.
well past it, but we have to remember that this WrestleMania in particular is going to be one of the best WrestleMania.
And that's what I was saying is like
Definitely.
we haven't had a WrestleMania or a WrestleMania season that's leading into the post-Mania that's been this good in a
Yeah.
long time.
Wouldn't you like this, and I'm not telling him to come out of retirement, so don't even get me started with that. But when this
Talking about
WrestleMania,
Terry Funk.
yeah, of course. No, I was talking about the Undertaker, dude.
Oh,
I was talking about put this WrestleMania. Hold on, put this WrestleMania like 10, 15 years ago, like with the card, everything. Pretend Undertaker like can put on a
Yeah.
really, really good match.
yeah.
Because I think WrestleMania 25, that's like a really good one.
25 and 26, both Shawn Michaels ones were good.
Yeah, they were both good.
Yeah.
But like, it's still weird that I don't have a WrestleMania Undertaker, even though it's been a couple WrestleManias now.
Yeah.
And I feel like, hey, you have a great card, but
Yeah.
there's always one thing missing with that card.
Well, yeah, for the next couple years, it'll still feel a little weird to not have an Undertaker match.
Right.
But remember, he also didn't go because like he had roughly those 30 years. He didn't
Right.
wrestle at every single WrestleMania. There were a couple he wasn't on the card.
Yeah, and they're definitely were.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. I don't obviously I don't Undertaker's probably the one person I don't care to see come out of retirement.
No, I don't want him to come out of retirement.
Well,
definitely don't.
even if he does, it won't be in the same capacity because he's gone on record saying the jacket and the hat is gone.
Yeah.
So if he does come back, it's
Badass.
gonna be American Badass. It's gonna be Biker Taker.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. I'm a fan.
If he came back to do a tag team match where he choke slammed a few people, and that's
That's it. He
Yeah.
he does it what John Cena did at the end of last year.
pretty
Just
much.
sits on the apron, does his greatest hits, and calls it a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be
Don't do snake eyes, but
okay with that.
I really don't. I think it's time. I think we're finally in a roster standpoint, but in a character standpoint where we have people who can carry the rest moving
Yeah,
forward.
who can do the supernatural thing as long as Bray
Well, not the
Wyatt.
supernatural one. I'm not even saying that. Just in general, from the people who are coming
Yeah.
back. Like, this is John Cena's passing the torch moment.
Yeah.
And then, I think we're in a standpoint where now we understand that everyone who was here 10 years ago is gone
Yeah.
or retired. We need to let it move forward.
Let the future carry on.
I feel
Yeah.
like we've been like that for like 3 years. We just haven't gotten to the
No, it's
mindset-wise.
corporate chilling,
Well, it's because we have so
holding on.
because most people think of like the 2010s era of like John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, like that era.
Yeah.
And then people think of the now, like the Austin theory. They forget that there's like an in-between era, which is where Roman Reigns comes from and your Seth Rollins, like your current veterans are actually their own era that just don't get talked about.
Basically, most of the 2010s.
Yeah, and that's why it's difficult to think about because the people that were in that era before them, at least some of them, like Randy Orton and John Cena, are still here doing it. And up until last year, Randy Orton was still doing it full time. Edge just came back to do it more. So the reason why it's so hard to transition is because this in between era took over and no one noticed.
Right. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to have Edge around much longer because I think he said SummerSlam.
He last year at SummerSlam in Toronto, is that right? Toronto and SummerSlam
think
last
so.
year. He said by this time next year he thinks it's gonna be up.
Yeah.
And he even just cut a promo. His promo on Monday, not this Monday, but the Monday before or SmackDown. I don't remember when it was, but when he was talking to Finn Balor about how he doesn't have much time left. Like
Yeah.
Edge has been dropping his retirement hits more and more.
And it really depends on how far they go with this Hell in a Cell match, too.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be his last hurrah. He'll have more after this. I
He'll
just
have
don't
more
know how
after,
much.
but this one's going to definitely take a hold.
Finn's
because
going
for sure.
up probably.
Finn
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to win this, but we're not going to go into that this episode. We're going to have a final predictions episode sometime next
I
week.
didn't
I'm
know we
bringing
were
this
doing
out
that.
right now.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be a podcast. It's just going to be a WrestleMania, about 5-10 minute episode, just talking about it.
Sure.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
works. Cool. All right. Well, is there anything else we need to bring up or talk about? I know this is going to end up being a little bit shorter of an episode, but I don't.
And our
that's-
last few were longer though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because at this point, we're no longer at the what's going to happen. We're at these are the matches that's going to happen, and now when we ask what's going to happen, it's about after Mania, and we don't want to look that far ahead yet.
No,
So,
I say just look forward to our stream on Saturday and Sunday,
yep.
and what's to come with more wrestling content afterwards.
Well, and how far are we by today? What episode of the 30 Days of WrestleMania has been posted? Which
We're 1 week away.
so
as
we
of
got 7 more
basically
episodes.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. We'll continue to check that out as well.
And we should have a little mini vlog of our Raw trip coming up shortly as well.
When is that going to come out?
Sometime this week.
Okay, cool. Because we went to March 20th, right? That was
Yes.
the date. Yeah, we went to the March 20th Monday Night Raw, and Zach was doing a good job of kind of vlogging it and getting to.
It's going to be a
capture
little
those
short, but
moments for
it's
us.
definitely just a little fun
Yeah.
thing that we did.
Well, one thing about us is when we're at a live show, we really like to be present in the moment. We're not like on our phones or anything. Like it's like we're very present in moments like that. So
Yep.
Oh, I got one too. We're going to be posting a video for an unboxing for a little thing called the Pro Wrestling Crate, where you can get cool stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
This House of Black flag. No free AEW promotion, even though we got 2
Or the shirt
AEW
you're
flags,
wearing.
or the shirt. This is an AEW.
No,
No,
but he
I'm
meant you
saying
got it
the
from the
shirt.
crate.
Oh, I also got the shirt. Yeah. Sorry, wardrobe changes happened.
Yeah.
Dude. But I got this cool shirt right
The other
here.
shirt you got
I
from
also
there,
got
too.
the other shirt from there. So you
Yeah.
get a lot of cool content. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing so you guys can see what that's all
And
about.
that'll be out sometime this week too.
Yes.
Cool. Anything else, guys?
Socials, of course. We got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure to listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and Anchor. I almost messed that up.
Anchor again is now Spotify for podcasters. Thank you.
Cool. Check, please. Do I have
Awesome.
to say that?
No.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us while we talked about everything coming up into WrestleMania. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen. And let us know what you guys think about a brand split. I'm really curious on what everyone else thinks a brand split is going to be like.
And let us know if you like this new platform.
Yeah, we did. We decided to try a little bit of a new setup. Let us know how it sounds. We've been running into a lot of audio issues lately. We know we've been working on it.
I nailed those flags into my wall.
Yeah, hopefully you like it this way, because Eddie did nail flags.
Things will
to his
get better
wall,
as
but-
we go, and there will be a lot of changes, but it will all to be making this better. So
Yeah. So, well, that's going to take care of it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Check us out on all the socials, and we will see you guys soon. Bye. Oh, now there's only the one camera. I can't talk to them privately.
I can zoom in on your face.
Zoom in on this face right here. Right here. Let me know if I didn't talk about Nia Jax enough this episode.
Or you just
All right. See you guys.
Stop talking about